everyone, welcome back to another episode on my channel. As you all know, I recently traveled to Mysore and I must say that it is one of the most beautiful cities I've traveled to, and it's there still in my heart कि मैं सोच रही हूँ कि वहाँ पे एक महीना जाके कहीं Airbnb जाके rent कर लो. And as you all know, I've traveled there for 4 days, 3 nights approximately, and made multiple vlogs over there. I have 3 episodes from Mysore vlog, and if you haven't watched it, then I'm gonna tag it over here so you can go and watch how I spent my time in Mysore. But coming to this video, I thought कि क्यों ना हम एक छोटा सा और वीडियो बनाएं जहाँ पे we are going to summarize about all of the things that anyone would need whenever they are planning to come to Mysore for the first time, and they would want to know a lot of information basically about how to travel, where to stay, how to commute within the city, what are the must activities or places to experience, what are the must food eateries that you're supposed to go. Everything that I've experienced and I missed experiencing it, I would like to recommend over here to you in this video. If you want to plan your Mysore trip without spending hours on scrolling and reading articles and blog posts, then this video is for you. Starting with the part 1, how to reach Mysore. Mysore is really well connected city and it has all the modes of transportation, right from the airport to railway station to road transportation. You name it, they've got it. But the only problem is कि यहाँ का airport बहुत छोटा है and they don't have frequent planes flying, across different cities from India. So what you can do is, if at all you're planning a trip to Mysore, you can take the nearest airport, which is in Bangalore city. You can arrive in Bangalore and take a luxury bus from Bangalore to Mysore. That's what I did. It cost me about 230 Indian rupees one way, and the total journey was about 2 to 3 hours. And you reach Mysore without even hassle or anything. It's just one straight trip. So that is about airport. And if at all you're planning to travel by train, then Mysore has got its own railway station and it's well connected within the different cities across Karnataka. I guess so. मैंने कभी train में travel नहीं किया है, so I don't know much about railway station, but it does have trains, and there are trains from Bangalore to Mysore also, limited time of course. So you can go and check about the train details on Indian Railways and you'll get information probably more on that. But if at all you're planning to drive down from Bangalore to Mysore, then that's going to be epic road trip because the sceneries are so beautiful and the roads are straight and well maintained. You're gonna feel like you're driving in some Europe or something, but with little desi views. But also, if at all you're choosing to drive from Bangalore to Mysore, please take a stop at Biddi and have their Biddi tatte idli and vadas. They are known for tatte idlis, soft tatte idlis, steaming hot. Like you can see, वहाँ से अभी भी धुआं निकल रहा है, and they'll put a spoon of ghee or butter on top of it, and it will melt on tatte idli. It is the best thing I think you can do while taking a road trip from Bangalore to Mysore. Biddi stop is a must. So take a stop at Biddi, have your breakfast over there, and continue your journey towards Mysore. I think if you're driving, it's going to take about 3 to 4 hours with the stopover at Biddi. So yeah, that's about how to reach Mysore. Moving on to the part 2 of where to stay in Mysore. Mysore is actually a big city, yet well connected to all of the areas wherever you plan to stay. But I would say that कि आप आपके vibe के हिसाब से जगह choose करो wherever you want to stay. So if at all you are somebody who likes yoga mornings, slow walks, or a lot of cafes and very chill surrounding, then probably Gokulam could be a good area for you to look for your stays. That's where I stayed and I loved the area wherever I stayed. Second option you can consider, if at all you do not want to stay away from Mysore city center, which is the palace and Devaraja market. You want to have a minimal commute, or you want to be there at the central location, then probably you can look for areas like Nazarbagh and JC Nagar. Although it's gonna be like too chaos and crowded, traffic ka noise bahut hoga because it's central place of course. But you can save a lot of time on commute. मतलब रिक्शा के लिए ज़्यादा spend नहीं करना पड़ेगा. Or probably if at all you have your own vehicle and you are with your family and you want to stay in a quiet residential area in Airbnbs or good hotels, then I think the third option could be something Lakshmipuram or Jayalakshmipuram, Yadav Nagar. ये तीन it's close by area. So these are like good residential areas जहाँ पे localites रहते हैं. So wherever you choose to stay, Mysore is still small enough that you never feel like you're staying far away from any of the major tourist attractions. So that's about where to stay in Mysore. Now moving on to the third part, which is how to travel within Mysore. My number one tip would be that you rent a scooty. It is super affordable. Plus there's a lot of freedom कि आप जहाँ पे भी जाना चाहो, जब भी जाना चाहो, you can just take your scooty and travel around. It's super affordable and light on your pocket also, and saves a lot of time. And honestly, Mysore roads are wide, clean and less chaotic compared to all of the big cities. मतलब आप जहाँ पे भी पहुँचना चाहो, probably you will reach on time or probably even before time. So that's how it's gonna be if at all you rent a scooty. If at all you do not know how to ride a scooty, probably auto rickshaws are going to be the second best option. It's gonna be light on your pocket. Plus parking का भी झंझट नहीं रहेगा कि यहाँ पे पार्क करो, कहाँ पे पार्क करना है, parking fee. And of course there are car rental companies, both self-drive and with driver. And I would suggest if at all you are more people, like more than 4 people, probably you can take a car rental service. Or if at all you are traveling outside Mysore, like Srirangapatna, Bandipura, Coorg, or probably Meenakshipura, KRS Dam, which actually is little far away from the city for about 20 kilometers, probably you can then rent a car along with a driver or self-drive. But Mysore mein, within the city to travel, I think auto rickshaws are going to be the best option if at all you do not know to ride scooty. Otherwise, scooty is going to be my number one recommendation. Alright, now that we know how to arrive in Mysuru, कहाँ पे कौन से लोकेशन में रुकना है और मैसूर के अंदर कैसे ट्रैवल करना है, let's move on to the important topic or the main topic of this video, which is the 8 must-do experiences or activities in Mysuru while you're over here. Okay, so this could be something that you are here for a weekend, or probably you're staying in Mysore for a few days to few weeks. Probably you're on vacation and you work during the day and you might have little time early in the morning or in the evening, and you want to explore few of the places. Then these are the 8 must see or activities to do in Mysuru while you are here to make the best and most of your Mysore trip. सबसे पहले, Mysore Palace has to be in your list. You simply cannot skip this. It's royal, dreamy, and honestly feels like walking straight into a fairy tale, and the architecture is just stunning. But Mysore has more than one palace. For all my art lovers, check out Jagan Mohan Palace. It's now a museum filled with antique jewelry, instruments, and paintings. Basically, anything and everything that takes you centuries back into the palace life. और अगर थोड़ा शांति चाहिए तो drive up to Chamundi Hills. The temple is peaceful, but honestly, it's that view of Mysore city from the top that's just wow. Go here early in the morning before 8 a.m. for that panoramic view. Back in the city, if shopping's your thing, then the Mysore Silk Factory is unmissable. Watching how those luxurious silk sarees are made from thread to fabric is amazing. Plus, you can also buy a silk saree as a souvenir from here. Isn't it that amazing? If you want to travel slower, Mysore also has beautiful lakes within the city, outside the city. A walk around Kukrahalli Lake is perfect for a calm evening, but if you're feeling a little bit of adventurous and you want to do kayaking and pedaling, then you can head to Varuna Lake, which is just a little away from the main city center. And if you want to chill outdoors, head to Meenakshipura backwaters, pack some snacks, grab your coffee, and just do a small picnic by the water, and the sunset here is absolutely dreamy. Now for something truly unique, the Venugopala Swami temple built right on the banks of the river. It's peaceful, grand, and such a beautiful spot for golden hour, and is a must visit when you're in Mysore. And finally, for a different vibe, check out Yadamuri Falls. Don't expect a big waterfall over here. It's more of a small, refreshing stream, but that's the charm. You'll often see locals here with friends and family just chilling in the water and playing around. A perfect little half-day escape. Now coming to the part 5 of this video, which is the amazing food and eateries that you cannot miss in Mysuru. Of course, अब इतना सब जगह देख लिया तो थोड़ा बहुत खाना तो चाहिए ना. And if you're someone like me who loves trying out local dishes, local eateries or street food, बिना मतलब aesthetics देखे बगैर, I think you would definitely love these food recommendations that I'm gonna suggest you on this video. Definitely give this a try. It's absolutely mouth-watering, delicious food. If you're in Mysore, definitely have to start with South Indian breakfast. First up for breakfast is Vinayak Mailali Dosa. You cannot go wrong with this dosa place. This place is known for buttery, soft dosas that melts in your mouth, and honestly, dosa is the only thing on their menu, but you won't complain after the first bite. Second thing is Chiru Tiffany's. Again, super famous for dosa and idli. Simple, homely, and served fresh. Do try their onion slow-cooked dosa. That was my absolute favorite. And the third I would recommend is CCBC Cafe. If you want to sweet it up a bit, come here for a hearty homemade dosa, or even their coconut milk porridge, which is super famous. Something you won't easily find in typical Mysore breakfast spot. For lunch, I must say, mutton lovers, you do have a lot of options when it comes to messes over here, which gives you local authentic taste. Starting with Hanumantu Mess, they are known for their legendary mutton biryani, slow cooked on the pot, and they are also very famous for mutton boti kebabs, mutton keema ball, mutton beta fry, rich, aromatic, spicy, and full of flavor. Second thing is Ruchi Mess, famous for their chicken pulao and chicken kebabs, an absolute must try. I went here with zero expectation, but turned out to be my favorite mess in entire Mysuru. Third is RRR Restaurant. Of course, anyone would recommend you to go to Triple R Restaurant when you're in Mysore. Try their South Indian meals with generous portion, or probably you can also try their chicken biryani with chili chicken. And of course, go to Tegu Mess if at all you love a full banana leaf spread of meals based with different servings with ragi mudde. Then Tegu Mess is your go-to spot for the lunch. And also, since I'm non-vegetarian, most of these are meat-heavy recommendations. But if you're vegetarian, then Mahesh Prasad is solid choice for a full vegetarian thali. For dinner, I would say go a little fancy or cozy depending on your mood, because Mysore definitely has way more to offer than just messes and South Indian meals. First recommendation would be the Old House Cafe. It has got gorgeous ambience with fairy lights, and their wood-fired pizza is an absolute must-try. Plus, it's right in the heart of the city. Second is Sapa Bakery. Yes, it's little hyped up, but worth for their next level desserts and super fresh breads. Plus, I also love their cozy cafe vibe with the soft music at the background. Third, I would recommend Depth and Green Cafe, one of my absolute favorite here in Mysore. You will find vegan, gluten-free, and zero preservative dishes. From smoothie bowls to thalis to parathas to sardo sandwiches, everything is so good over here and is a must try. And that's all for this video. This video was actually quite short and the entire summary of my vlogs that I've traveled to Mysuru, and I hope this helped you get an idea कि Mysuru कैसे जाना है, कहाँ जाना है, क्या करना है, क्या खाना है, and all of this information. Now, if at all you know somebody who is planning to visit Mysuru, then send this video to them, share this video with them, because it will help them get an idea कि क्या चीजें miss करनी चाहिए, क्या चीजें miss नहीं करनी चाहिए. And if you're someone who is new to this channel, then hi, I'm Maithili Naik. Welcome to my channel. I post videos every Sunday on travel or lifestyle topic. So you can follow me along and subscribe to my channel for more such videos, because your support genuinely means a lot to me, and I really appreciate each and every one of you who watch it till the end and support me and leave a lot of comments down there. And also comments se mujhe yaad aaya. Also let me know in the comments what are the other must-see places in Mysuru that you have been and people actually do not talk more about it, because this will help us build itinerary. जब मैं फिर से Mysuru जाऊंगी, probably I can visit there and experience it for myself. I know most of you all do not even share places because you feel that it gets commercialized, it gets overcrowded and all of those things, which I completely agree. So if you feel there are sacred spaces that you do not want to share, then it's still fine. But let us know if there are places that is worth going and it's like a one-time experience in life while you're there. Then please do help others also share your recommendation in the comment section. And I think that's it. Until I see you next time, my name is Maithili Naik, signing off. Bye.